All right. Shall we have a look? Now, my first question to you would be, is this situation, can you recognize it? Yes? Or would you say this is just fantasy of a crazy professor? I say, well, the reality is even more, interesting than I can make up, really. So most of you will say, it's, we recognize this. So let's see what we can take away from it. What are observations? Can I go to Björn?
Yes, I'm facilitating this discussion a little, and I have been doing some research, and I know that here I have at least two persons who have some good points of view regarding observations of what is
good.
Maybe not that good. So
I'm eager to learn from them.
Okay, we were talking about the communication in the company, that it was very bad.
The communication?
Yes, the communication.
And what is it particularly, why do you say so? What makes you make that conclusion? The communication is not good. Any symptoms?
That it didn't work.
It didn't work, yeah. So what you say is here, team is lacking effective communication. And there are a few things in the case study that are pointing to that. Have you read about this Thomas? Is this Thomas a happy figure? No.
No.
Why is
Not
he?
at all.
Why is he not happy? Why is he not happy? He says, well, I have bought rollers all of my life. I'm not part of the team. You're taking away my candy. If there's one person who knows, it's me. What do you do? So he feels neglected in some way. Yeah? Okay. So that's another point. I will put that down. Think about Thomas.
do you have other observations?
He feels neglected. His vast expertise is not used. Moreover, this gentleman is a German. Does that make a difference? Perhaps with a Dutchman you could talk about this or negotiate, but with a German. Any other observations?
Second observation, I think you have some thoughts. Could I just ask you to fill in? Any more observations? Yeah?
Okay, I would say that the communicating mandate in the company was not there. They said that this organization was in place, but it wasn't actually, because you need the support from line management in order to make it work. So you need to, the line management need to show the importance of this work, give the people time, and also, ask for results, because otherwise people won't prioritize this work.
Yeah. What we see in the case study, there is a, I refer to you, but there, in the case studies, there's something said about a procurement board. What does the procurement board do? They're referred to in the, informally as the court. So the team has the idea, whatever we do, the court will know better. What will that do to the motivation of people? Perhaps the court is smarter. Well, why don't they do it then? But in some way, they say, whatever the team comes up with, we decide, and we may change it altogether, based on our opinion. So that is certainly a point. Top management is providing insufficient support to the team, in fact. Yeah? There's a lady over here, Björn.
Yes.
It's good for your exercise.
Yes.
Is this who also
fast
wants
enough?
to share? Be careful.
So where?
Over here.
Good.
No, and I totally agree. We were discussing that it's lack of a clear focus and actually from the top management and lack of setup for the group.
Of focus and the team composition.
Yes, and with clear focus, I mean a clear focus on the target and the goal with this setup and the purpose of this project.
For the team, what's the target? They need to decide themselves. What is, you say also, what is the purpose of the total exercise? Huh?
So help Thomas understand why he's not in the group.
Yeah.
Good.
So, yeah. Yeah. Good.
I've been waiting for a couple of minutes now. Okay. There are two issues. First issue is exemplified in the document is that it seems to be an organization based on some type of silos. They are geographical autonomic units, which is if this is origin of the second issue or not, or I don't know, but it seems as expressed in the document and the exemplifications there that there is no trust in that company. They don't trust each other. They are just driving their own schedule or their own scheme in some way, and then they have got some direction that they should do something, but it seems
correct. Yeah.
It seems to be very hard to get the right performance for that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And what else? What was it? Did you have another observation as well? No. What was it? That was an important point. This.
It was the lack of trust, because and that depends on different factors.
Yeah.
Profiles, skills, type of history, and business ideas. And
what you will see is any category sourcing exercise cuts right down through the governance structure of company. So this company may have a country structure or business unit structure where the business units are responsible for profit and loss. And we are going to interfere directly with that type of governance, because we are going to decide as a team about, this is just rollers, but there are other teams also. And the business unit manager says, hey, if I am responsible and accountable for profit or loss in this company, what is my role, into the decision making on these important things? And one way to solve it is to tie every category sourcing team into a direct relationship with a business unit manager. So what you're going to say is the category sourcing structure is driven by the business. Every business unit manager gets a team that he needs to take care of. And he needs to make sure that the outcome of the team is in the interest of the corporation as a whole. And when the results of the team are not followed by one of the business unit managers, he is going to call his colleagues right away. And what you see is this seems to be lacking. So you get this silo thinking. Yeah? Thank you very much.
One more observation here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you could just say that the project leader is actually doing this backwards. He's not involving the business unit in the start and in planning and setting the goals. He's going to tell them how he wants to do it, and that's wrong, I think.
Yeah. Insufficiently involved. Yeah. And did you have?
Did you hear the Danish accent?
Hmm?
Did you hear the Danish accent today too? I mean, we had one in Gothenburg yesterday, and
No, I didn't notice. I was so busy typing. Because you see, that's not my greatest strength. Yeah.
But so far you do it very well.
But I'm glad that we have a representation from Denmark. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Any other observations?
Yeah. Here we have one more.
One thing about the team composition that you were talking about before, but they're not very cross-functional, I would say, in the team. Looking at who's going to use this roller, right? You don't have one person on the team as I read it, that's actually one user of it.
Yeah. So what you can say is, you can say something about how was the team assembled. It seems to exist mostly of analysts, And what is the power of these analysts to drive through decisions? What kind of seniority do they have in the organization? And there is a thing that is tied to the composition of the team. What about the reward? Did you see the reward structure? Did you consider that? Who is going to benefit from this exercise? The team manager. only. So the team manager is motivated, but all the team members who need to do this on top of their job, on top of their job, well, they are supposed to do it just extra. It's good for their future career, is going to be said. So now we have to think about what is the impact of rewards on performance of people. So I come back to that.
Yeah, and we have one more observation. How many more do you need?
This will probably be the last one, given the time.
Okay, here it comes.
Yeah.
The best comes last. And the problem is also in the money, that the savings goal of 5% is not very challenging. And I would think, does it really motivate a cross-company sourcing program, which is probably quite costly? So I think that the challenge, it's not challenging, and also it's only Harry who has this savings goal linked to his bonus, which is also interesting.
Yeah. So this is the whole thing is if you need to come up with a target, who should provide the target to the team? If you leave this to a team that primarily consists of buyers, what will they do? Well, they will be close to what they already have. Suppose that buyers that have been responsible for rollers in the past would say we can easily save 20%. Suppose that would happen. What would be the reaction of the senior management? Why haven't you done in the first place?